Welcome to the Council of Moms. We made it. The fact that you are listening to this podcast right now is a win, and I want everyone to take it in. This is when we come together and we share the best ideas that we have, encouragement, because we're all in this together and we're all making it up. I like to say, Council of Moms, it's about time somebody nurtured you. This is a good one, huh? Or how about this? Council of Moms, if you've told the mom of a screaming toddler that she's doing a great job, welcome, you're one of us, right? And Council of Moms, cozy, functional, essential, sweatpants for the soul. I like that one too. I'm your host, Lisa Valentine Clark, mother of 5, many children at varying levels of development, all thinking that they're on their own. Bless their hearts. That's how I feel about that right now. 17 to 27, lots of different things. I love it when they tell me things now. Like I'm in the phase of parenting where it's like, hey, mom, did I tell you, this big thing of like moving to another country or something? You're like, no, actually, you didn't. But everything's fine. Everything's fine. Not second guessing everything.
Gosh,
no, I would never.
Terrifying.
No. I know, and welcome.
And it's
welcome.
tomorrow.
And it's tomorrow. Also with us, we have...
Hi, I am Julie Suazo. I'm a mom of 5, which means it's an exhausting day for me. Also, it's end of term. So
Oh, bless your
there's
heart.
that excitement at our house.
I love it.
Yes, and I'm Michelle Loveday. I am a mom of 5.5 and all varying development, adult 26 to 13. And so they know better than me and they know more than me, even
fun for
though
you.
I've lived a life
They should be
of
here.
my own. Yes, they can tell me better. But I love them all. And we're looking forward to a little bit of a break and a reset.
Oh, I like that. And finally, but not least,
Hi, I'm Emilie Campbell. I'm the mom of 3. I have a 22-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 9-year-old. At varying different stages of development, like all of you guys. Our middle child, who is 18, is severely disabled. He lives in residential assisted living right now. And so we're constant chaos and we're all over the map. And I don't know if I recommend spacing them out so far. And I think it's time that we have a podcast just for parenting young adults. What do you say?
oh, yeah.
Because that's a whole other thing.
Right. Well, we're just folding it all into the Council of Moms. And I'm glad that you brought that up. It's so interesting because I think a lot of times we think our situations are so unique because they are. And I think this is exactly why we need to come together as a council, right? To give each other different advice based on an outside perspective too. So yeah, the parenting young adults, special needs, toddlers, babies, teens, tweens, and everything in between. Man, we need each other. I just think, because isn't that the truth, though, that you're just sitting here thinking, oh, I just didn't really expect this. And especially because it happens in real time. And our first question is exactly like this. Or I'm so glad you brought that up, Emilie, because I have so many like parenting questions, things that I'll think, well, did my mom have to deal with this? Did my grandma? Like, who do I go to? And they didn't.
I was going to say no.
Right. No.
They didn't.
The
have to
answer
do that.
is no.
No, they
And
didn't.
so I do like to go on like, is it just me? Is it you? Is it, what are we doing? So here, let me just dive in. Dear Council of Moms, is it too soon to talk to kids about AI? Too late? I've used ChatGPT for recipes, but that's about it. I feel like my older kids already know more about it than I ever will, and it makes me a little nervous. I trust them. They're good kids, but I just feel like I should be teaching them something. And honestly, I don't know how to do that without making a fool of myself and sounding like a grandma. Remember card catalogs at the library? I could show a kid how to do that. Like I have, yeah, me too. What exactly can parents our age teach kids about AI?
Oh, it's a scary world out there. So much, but so little. And honestly, I think this is a really good time for her to embrace learning it together or having her children teach a little bit of what she didn't know. I think the biggest thing that I think of when I hear this question, especially for all ages, is figuring out and knowing how to tell the difference between real and fake when it comes to AI.
That's a great place to start.
Yeah, starting with the simple, is this real? Because there's a lot of ways to create videos and newscasts. I even saw like Bible stories with AI now. And so it's like you have to be able to learn how to differentiate between what's real and what's AI. And then the purpose of digging deeper. So if kids are like, I went online and I saw that there was a fire and Godzilla was taking over New York, you can be like, okay, well, common sense, and let's talk about it. And did you notice anything different in that that video? Did you notice a fifth leg on one of the characters? Because AI sometimes messes up. So I would start with, can you tell the difference between real and AI? And doing research and due diligence, especially with news and research with your classwork, so that you're not, writing incorrect things, and then just embracing learning about it together.
Yeah, I love that.
I chat GPT this question.
Stop it.
I did.
And what did she say? What'd she say?
Great.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, on my journey to this, it has been an amazing tool in our house. My husband's dyslexic, and so ChatGPT has been a game changer as a tool for him, but as a tool, right? So I loved the idea of being able to it's the world we're living in, it's where we're going, it's what we're doing. ChatGPT says that AI is a tool, not a person. I asked for the top 3 things that you should tell your kids about AI.
I love this.
So AI is a tool. It is not a person. This is really important because kids will link technology and start to think that it's like a real person, right? And people are having relationships with AI.
Yeah.
They're building
It's getting
relationships
dangerous.
and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really interesting things. However, I have a good story about someone building a relationship with AI that was really positive. Number 2, you still have to think for yourself. So teaching them how to double check, encourage them to ask, who made this? Where did this information come? Does it make sense? This is kind of like what Michelle was talking about, which I think is brilliant. AI can give you answers fast, but we're the ones who have to decide what's right. I thought it was kind of cool. And using AI to be creative and kind. So understanding that you have to ask it a question, but you're the power behind the question. So there's a way you can use AI where you are only asking one question and then it feeds you all the information and you're just using their information. You can also use AI where you ask a critical question and then you say, I need it to be more like this. Can you try it more in this way? And then they'll change it. And then they'll say, I would like to know more about this specific topic. And then so you're training it to teach you rather than just garbage dump into your mind, right? But I think that if we really start to embrace and understand how helpful AI can be, we're on the upswing. Also, if you're asking your question, is it too late? I mean, what was the question? How did they word it exactly?
Too soon to talk to kids about
you're
AI.
Already
Too late?
You're already too late, right? Even with the sex topic or anything, you're like, oh, should I really have talked about it? Yeah, you should have already probably talked about it 2 years ago, right? And it's hard because we're old grandmas. So sometimes I ask questions too. I just go, dude, this is out of my ballpark. What can you tell me about what's going on out there? And then they're usually, brain dumping on you of all the information.
Oh, I've already seen that they brain dump their information on me. I have a child who's like, no, we shouldn't be using AI at all. Here's why. Here's the environmental impact. Here's another thing that we're doing that is going to hurt my generation, and we've got to use this more judiciously, more carefully. She's really, concerned about those issues in using it. And then I have other kids who work in creative fields who are worried about the things that they want to do for a living to make a living being outsourced already and having their as artists and actors and things like that. So for my kids who are a little bit older, they're like, this is yet another thing that your generation, and I was like, wait, hold on.
It's not our fault.
It's not my fault.
It's not us.
It's not me. I'm with you, man. But
I couldn't
but it's
code that if
interesting
I tried.
jumping in. I know. But it's interesting jumping in at this place of it already with adult kids who already have opinions about it, to be able to engage in a conversation about, okay, how do you, like Julie was saying, think for yourself, not let it take over the creative joy that you have. Look and be prepared for a workforce that is now constantly changing at a pivotal time in your career development. Those are different conversations to have with your kids too. But I agree with Michelle. Like, I think it has to start with like what is real, and then you can decide how to respond. But those are a lot of big topics. It seems overwhelming, doesn't it? A little bit.
Yeah. And I have a child who's like the prime age to talk about this with. He's 9 years old.
Yeah.
He's a boy. But I keep asking him, have you talked about this in school?
Yeah.
Have your friends talked about it? And he's totally uninterested at the moment, which is great because I would love for him to just like kind of put that off for as long. I use it myself for medical things often.
Oh, tell me more about that.
I will put in different symptoms, different treatments, different diagnoses, and just see what comes up. And 9 out of 10 times, I'm already right in what I'm suspicious about. And it's nice to have that confirmation. But one thing I have talked to my son about is that AI has to be fact checked. Like, it's kind of a bummer that ChatGPT, it has to be fact checked. It will absolutely just produce data and studies that aren't real based off it trying to mimic what a human would say. And so that's something I want him to know, that this is frustrating. You can't trust everything that gets pulled up, and it's a great useful tool sometimes. And then the whole creative aspect of it, I have big feelings about that because we're a family of
creative
artists. And
I wonder
and
if that is
I don't love it.
Good critical. I wonder if that's a good critical learning skill, because I feel like we've gotten obsessed with Google, though, where we just Google it and we already believe it's true, right?
Right.
Like, at least maybe with AI,
you're right.
we're clicking into like, actually, maybe I should critically think about whether or not this is true or not, which Google's feeding you whatever information your algorithm wants to feed you too. So it could be a game changer if it's really teaching them to like click in to like, check up here first.
Google is even more accurate than AI just feeding you
for sure.
And mimicking like something fake that it thinks you want to hear, or something that sounds human or sounds believable. When you have links pop up on a Google search, it's very easy to verify those.
Yes.
But AI, it's
is
a lot
very
tougher.
hard. And then the thing is too, right? When we look at AI, even in schools, there's some school districts, we have school AI. And so it kind of mimics and works, it's free for teachers, it tailors lesson plans, it aligns with standards and objectives. So it kind of helps kind of move the lesson along so that teachers can give a personal, tailored lesson to what they need. However, when you look at it, it's kind of like you can't use AI to write your whole entire paper. You have to be able to have this critical thinking to be able to read and edit the paper and know where commas should go and still have those creative skills. And so there's good and bad with it. And also too, like, no AI model has the way to self-preserve like we would, right? Like, we're self-preserving as humans. And so I think when you think about AI and like, people are like, it's going to take over the world. Instead of like living in that fear, you have to look at like, okay, how, like you said, how can I use it? How can I justify its existence? And then, excuse me, how can we move forward so that it doesn't replace jobs and we can see the self-preservation necessity with humans in itself? And it's definitely one of those tricky things, right? Because we don't have a clue.
It's never been done before.
It's never been done before, except I see movies where they take over.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to go
and they
there.
murder everybody.
Now, listen, in the question, it was just like, I feel like I should be teaching them something. And honestly, I don't know how to do that without making a fool of myself or sounding like a grandma. And I'm like, no, this is where my years of watching post-apocalyptic TV and reading science fiction has made me prepared. This is it. This moment right now where I'm like, here's the warning. Here's the thing, you guys. Ray Bradbury and Isaac Asimov already like prepped us
they
for
told
what's
us.
going to happen. And I'm just saying that when the robots take over, and they've probably already taken over, we won't know because they won't want to scare us. And so they've already like laid the foundation. So
she can show awesome
a lot
videos.
of
And-
great fear mongering from their mother. No,
and
but
she knows how to use it because she said she uses ChatGPT for recipes.
Yes.
So plug in, what can I tell my kids about the good and the negative of AI? And what, like Julie did, she literally just Googled and AI the questions. So again, it's not about knowing enough, because no one knows enough on this topic.
True.
No one knows.
And nothing will ever
enough.
replace that human interaction, though.
Yeah.
And the fundamentals of teaching basic reasoning skills. Once upon a
Yes.
time, I used to teach high school English. And I remember like within it and talking about and teaching different principles to kids before I became a mom, I realized that any good writing starts with thinking. Any creative anything that you do starts with how you think. And so asking those questions of, is this real? Who profits from this? How is information gathered? How is my information being used? Where is society going with this? Is it strengthening or weakening my relationships? Is it helping me to live better? Is it used as a tool, or is it used for me to offset or just to outsource my own thinking? Asking those kinds of questions, and I tease about post-apocalyptic scenarios, but I'm serious because I think good art asks those questions.
Yes.
and it goes down that thing to help you imagine it and to go and make better choices.
I mean,
to be prepared, to give you
look at Will Smith's
the sense of being
2004.
prepared.
Remember iRobot?
Yes, I do. That's one of the best books Isaac Asimov's ever written. And in the end, it was like, it's too late. The systems have already been put in place. Spoiler. From the computers.
It was 20 years ago. So
Sorry, guys.
But watch it.
Read the book.
I think this is an awesome opportunity to have a conversation with any kid at any age right now that probably knows more than you do. And there's not many topics that we talk to our kids about where they really are the expert, right? Like we'll listen to them talk about something. You're like, really? That's amazing. You're like, that's not factual. That's, yep, you're right. Not mowing the lawn is a good idea, and we're trying to like give them the power. But in this, they might really have the edge, and it's okay to come at something from a learning place and to come from like, what do you think about this? Like, oh my gosh. And you actually get to wonder and invest in what they think about something or what they see happening, because you're almost on an equal playing ground, which is not something we get to meet our kids at very often.
They're going to also be the ones that solve these problems that come up with any new technology. It's not lost on me that anytime something new technology has been created, some jobs were outsourced and new ones were created in ways that you couldn't have imagined. And you can think about that like from electricity to the internet to AI. Like it's just is the way it is. And so when you're asking big questions like, well, then how will we solve this problem of having an impact in our mental health or in the environment or in creative job? How will we then solve these problems? Is getting them, I think, an opportunity to engage them in higher level reasoning skills and thought experiments.
What fun for her as a mom. She can talk to her children about the growth of technology from the 1900s and what we used to have. We had these phones that were attached to the wall, and then it went to this and this and this and this. And, just looking at the progression, and who knows, we thought we were going to be flying like the Jetsons, but what are your thoughts on it? And really just kind of giving them the background of what this mom grew up on. Even vacuums. Right now we have, one that we can just have on the floor and press to go and clean up for us. So those discussions that I think will take turns and twists and talking about technology and the advances of technology, how fast technology has come, and again, just the powerful uses of AI, and then she can still be mom and provide those warning tools and not sound like a grandma. I mean, you can always throw in back in my day for good measure.
I kind of like it.
It's
a good catchphrase.
It is. I think she'll do well.
Improv game
It'll be
too.
great.
We play an improv game called Back in My Day.
Oh, I like that. Back in my day, when we wanted to talk to someone, we had to press a lot of buttons
Yeah,
and
to
be
actually-
tethered to a cord.
And use our vocal cords and
use
our
our
verbal language.
And know the mom who was behind the phone to ask, you know, like, do
You
my
had
kids
to
even
talk
know?
to the moms. Like, you had to talk to other people in the family to get the person that you wanted. You couldn't talk to them directly. Like, you had to be like, oh, hello, Mrs. Ford. Yes, how are you? Is Wendy there? Yeah, like, no, you had to be
We
polite
had to have a
and
conversation. And now when
talk
people
to the
call, like
dad.
I answered the phone one time and they said, is Michelle there? And I'm like, this is she. And then I thought, will my kids ever know how to properly say that on the phone? This is she? Because now when they pick up the phone, they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh gosh, okay.
yeah, where you're like, speaking, yes, how may I help you? You're like, yeah, do they even know? They don't know how to write a check. I've checked. I've asked.
AI can do that.
They don't know how to do that or address a letter.
AI
What's a
can
check?
teach 'em.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, and so here's the thing in the question, how can I do this and not feel and sound like a grandma? You can't. So
Yeah.
I wanted to say to that question too, I know it's about AI, but like, who cares if you sound like a grandma? You mean the wise matriarch of the family?
The
Is
wisdom
that
holding
what you
woman?
mean? Yes, I hope so. We should be so lucky. You're welcome.
Yeah, just come in with the full. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know about AI. AI's, what's that? Just
In
fully
my
embrace
day-
your grandma.
Just remind them.
Let's
Remind your
discuss.
kids. Remind them who's paying for the internet that they're using to use ChatGPT.
Boom.
And I
Okay.
have the password.
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the
Exactly.
Internet
I have
and
the key to the
electricity are
Wi-Fi.
my game changer. All my kids are like, well, if I bought the computer and I was like, I own the electricity and I own the home. It's like,
I tell you,
can't
that
work
is my
without
pro
electricity.
tip. That's my pro tip for getting adult kids to come over and see you. You just change all the passwords to everything. And then they come over and they're like, hey, how you doing, Mom? And you're like, oh, hi, because you know you have the power. And then you just play dumb. And then they come over and you can be like, oh, should we just fix dinner? Should I just fix a little something to eat? And then they're like, yeah, cool. So what's the password for? And you're like, oh, let me see. Oh, I don't know. Play up the grandma part like you've like forgotten.
Because grandmas call for dinner.
Yeah.
So you bring the family together.
This is what we talk about in this is how do we get what we want?
Secret.
Yes. Secrets. Don't let anyone know. She's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I can't wait to hear how she learned with her kids and what they taught her. She'll be amazed.
I know she will. I would love to end by like, where do you think this is going to go? Like, predict the future a little bit here, Council of Moms. Like, with AI, what kinds of conversations do you think that our kids will have to be having, or questions that they'll have to ask each other from now, in the next 20, 30 years?
Yeah. I think some of your statements that your children pointed out, like I always think about the electrical grid and the capability to fund it all. Like,
Yeah.
is that do we have enough? I mean, and the optics of that, like, where does it go? Is it underground? Is it going to be above wire? Like, how do we sustain all of this? And then, they already talk about, light pollution and what that's going to cause. So I go there. But yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Like, are we going to be walking around the street? And already I went back to college for homecoming a couple years ago, and this box was coming towards me, and I was like, what is this? What is it doing? And it's like coming towards me, and then it moves, and I'm watching it, and then there's another box coming, and it literally waited for each other, and they crossed the street. These kids are having DoorDash in little computer, like robotic coolers that are on wheels. And they're all about the campus, and they're walking and rolling with us. And so I'm like, okay, first of all, that's not fair, because I had to go out in the snow and traipse to get my food at the food court, first of all, with minimal options of what I wanted to eat. So I'm a little jealous. And second of all, I was intrigued at how it was just navigating and crossing the street on its own. And then it goes back. I did follow it because I'm like, where's the hub?
Yeah. Where's it going?
Where's it going? What are we doing? It had like a hub outside the Union, and there was like all these other little mini food delivery robot things. And so we're in the age where we're probably going to be walking around with certain things. And I've seen videos of like robots and then self-driving cars. Like we're here. And so we have to look at what is our level of comfort with it. I don't know if I would trust a car right now. to drive me somewhere without me being able to override it. So yeah, we have to look at that. Like,
But will our kids might be really comfortable with it.
I
But you're
know.
right.
And then-
I
and
don't
then,
know
like,
if I would fully trust it.
pulling out by itself. Like my friend was showing me her new feature on her car. She's like, it can reverse so that I can get in. I just push this button and it comes out by itself. And I'm like, let's do it while we're in the restaurant. But see, there's dangers to that impulse. But yeah, our kids are it's going to be amazing, but also I can't even fathom because I didn't think we would be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the ethics of it is going to need to be questioned. You know, I mean, the robots or like automated machines, that's one thing, but like the AI chat GPT is another. And I think that our kids are going to have to really get like critical about the ethics of it and plagiarism and, you know, not using their own brains for their own thoughts and words. That's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that's a huge conversation to have.
Yeah, I think the question you were asking, Lisa, is what are they going to be asking? And I think that's exactly it, is how do we stay on top, right? Like, how do we continue to use it as a tool? Because part of, like, the one thing we do have right now is adaptability. Like, AI is adaptable as well. But, like, when something like the electricity, you know, comes around, we've adapted and found a new job. So my question is like, how are you... I think the creative is actually where we kind of have a little bit of the special. Like, I know they're making incredible music and all that stuff, but I think we're going to become the new vintage, right? Like, vintage is hot. Like, I'm still going to like DI to find like my record player, right? Like, there's something to be said about the human touch. And I think really living in a world where that is still really valuable to us and having a conversation about like human connection, the art of conversation, right? Like making those the new cool niche thing that are super awesome to have is kind of where we're going to find our power. Like, you generate and you go like, you know, find all the cure to cancer AI. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Let's do that, right?
Yeah.
Work on that.
Our human connection is like, you can't touch that. Like, I don't know how you're going to do that, but we're
Can't
going
touch
to
And
do
who's
it.
better
So I think
at
keeping that stuff, keeping it cool, you know?
And who's better at that human connection than moms? We're holding it together. We're the center of our home. I love it. And our families bringing people together. So I really appreciate this conversation. You like how I tied that back up in a bow?
Well done.
You're
Like
host
Julie just
for a reason.
hit it up and I just hit it out.
Knocked it out the park.
You guys, this is so great. And I love this discussion and just talking about like, you know, how we want to prepare our kids for the future. This is what moms want to do. And you can't prepare them for everything, but you can help to focus them like on the questions to ask and to encourage them like you're the ones to solve these problems as well and we can do that together. And so I appreciate this discussion a lot. Love it as always. The conversation flies by. Julie, Michelle, Emilie, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And don't forget to create your own council of moms. We need each other. We're all in this together. We can't, we shouldn't, we won't do it alone. Council of Moms, please share this episode with someone that on your council or someone who you'd like to be on your Council of Moms. You can listen wherever you listen to your podcasts and like and subscribe because we want to tell our robot overlords that people are listening and have them feed the algorithm. You guys, I don't know how it works, but I just know when you like and subscribe, people see it and that's a good thing. So help a grandma out. Thanks. Well, grandma wannabe. Thanks.